Hello everyone, this is G-Shock High Fashion Channel and welcome to another G-Vlog. Today I'm gonna straight away disassemble this Baby-G model and just try to revive this watch because this is in a used condition and it's already dead now, so I'm really hoping I could bring it back to life. So while I'm doing this, I'm gonna explain or just share to all of you guys how the construction is, how much a Baby-G model will differ to a G-Shock watch on the market back then or even today. So first of all, as you are seeing right now, I'm removing the strap on this watch, which is really dirty, almost destroyed already. The stamp or this WCCS organization logo already beginning to crumble as well. I'm going to scrap everything out and clean the entire cloth band. I believe this is called the Type A watch band, in this case with G logo on top and Japan sign below the connector or the locking of this watch band, which is pretty interesting. If I'm not mistaken, the whole watch is made in Japan. They feature similar style from the one that being used on a G-Shock watch, except it is much smaller in size, so that's pretty cool if you have a smaller wrist. Next is I'm going to remove the adapter on the watch, which came in jelly material. As far as I could recall, I don't think there are any G-Shock watch before or even today came with an adapter with a jelly like material like this, so that's pretty interesting. And this watch is indeed made for collaboration with the WCCS Coral Reef organization, so we have the reef on top of the adapter, and this is obviously representing the color theme of green, and this is a very vintage model and there aren't a lot of information about the watch as well, so I don't think I'll be able to make the unboxing or video for this model. I mean, I don't know a lot about this watch, to be honest, so this is all that I'm gonna do. Just share to all of you guys how this watch was constructed so you guys could judge by yourself. Is this watch will worth it or not, you know? So as you guys can see, we have this bull bar which going through from all the way from the top to the bottom of the bezel, which is interesting type of construction. And in order to remove that, you firstly need to remove the 6 screws that I just removed, and next of all remove the front protection for the watch, which came in this jelly green colorway, which is pretty interesting style and construction. It almost reminds me of some of the mid-end Master of G on the market today. Look at how much details that this part alone came with, and then again it came in jelly material as well, so that's pretty interesting. So even though I already removed the green layer of front protection, I still wasn't able to remove the bull bar on the watch, so I'm gonna need to remove the bezel of this model piece, which is pretty slim, pretty fit, but yet really tough, even though this watch in a used condition and had been beaten up over time. I'm pretty sure this watch was released somewhere on the early 2000s or the end of the 1990s, so it should be around 20 years old already. For a Baby-G, that is pretty impressive. And as you guys could see now, even after I remove the bezel, it's still pretty tricky to remove the bull bar, which is I don't want to damage the side button obviously. Regardless, I was able to remove it, and yeah, it came with this white paint bull bar, which is pretty unique as well. Rarely get a painted bull bar today, and this is all the parts all over again. And now this is the body. As you can see, a lot of dirt sticks in there, and we have this resin ring, which is really unique for a Baby-G model. And obviously they just double-sided tip on top of the hard case of the watch, and I'm gonna need to clean this soft resin as well, which feels pretty high quality. So look at the watch now. This is dead. I don't know if I could be able to make it back to life again. All I need to do is just clean this up, you know, swap the battery and all, and just hoping it will work again. But for now, this is all the exterior parts that I could remove. Next thing that I could do is just remove the screw on the back plate of this model. Okay, now a moment of revelations. Let's remove this pretty still beautiful WCCS stamp backplate, and look, that still came in stainless steel metal glossy finish at the bottom, brush finish on top, fairly thick enough and still have this hefty feels on it, so this is a sign of quality build. And now this is the back cushion, similar as the one on the G-Shock watch as well, except it is much smaller in size. And as you can see, there's the O-ring, and this is the engine with Casio Japan sign on top of it. And in order to remove the engine out of the hard case is fairly easy as well. Just use the tools like this and pry it off just and when you're removing an engine out of a G-Shock watch body. So here it is with Casio Japan sign on top of it. Look at that, and that's pretty much simple as well, with AC disc being at the top just next at the battery. Looking at it from the sides, it really looks like a G-Shock watch, guys, except it is a little smaller in size. The rest, just in my opinion, looks exactly the same. Alright, so far everything is still great. So you know what, instead of stopping over here, I'm gonna disassemble this entire piece and just to find out where else or what else there's the same or what else there's different. And as you guys could already see, I just removed the engine holder, the metal parts which holding the battery, and here it is. We have our access to the electronics in the watch, which is looking very beautiful. The colors of the board still intact. I mean, this is just very nice. The whole entire piece is looking great. Barely any scratch at all, barely any dirt at all. This Baby-G is 200 meter water resistant, guys. Unlike usual Baby-G will only came with 10 bar 100 meter water resistant, that is. So here it is. Now I'm gonna remove the display panel on the watch, but before we get to that, I'm gonna need to try to remove the spring that connects to the electroluminescent sheets from the back. But as you guys can see, I'm struggling a little bit because apparently the electroluminescent sheets was placed at the front, so I can't remove it right away from the back as I would and when I'm removing ones on a G-Shock watch. So in here, I'm gonna need to remove the display panel first, and then I'll have my access to the electroluminescent sheets. So now here is the difference between a Baby-G build and a G-Shock watch. And as you guys could see, instead of using a separate layer to add the backlighting logo, a Baby-G model just skip that part and just stick it on this back side of the display panel. I'll get to that after this. So this is the electroluminescent sheets, and I think I just dropped the spring that connects to the circuit board, which is really tiny. So go tiny spring like this. You don't want to lose this at all, or else your EL won't light on. And here it is again. It kind of like stuck on top there. I don't know how it got stuck over there, but it worked fine for me, so no complaint. And here is the display panel with red Stingray logo, one a big one, two a smaller ones, and just glue it on the back, and that's done. That's how you get that Stingray backlighting logo. And now here's the interior of the hard case. We have a metal frame that is holding the engine, everything to place at the same time, supporting this plastic resin hard case of this Baby-G. And as you guys could see, so this is the part that surprised me the most. You have a metal faceplate and also a metal support just behind the mineral glass of this model. So no wonder this Baby-G could achieve a 200 meter water resistant. They actually add some more guard, some more protection, some more supports on the interior that makes this model in particular really tough compared to most Baby-G model. So this is the rest of the metal parts which is holding the battery. All I need to do now is just remove this part, and then the battery will automatically fall off. And this is sort of like the plastic part for the battery compartment. The metal part that I'm holding now is actually the one that's connect the battery to the electronic circuit as well. So make sure this part is, I mean, it's fine. Don't bend anything on top here. It operates on the usual CR1616 lithium-ion battery as any other Baby-G today as well. Over time, it still operates on a similar battery. Alright guys, I believe that is all that you're gonna have out of all this Baby-G model, which is, in my opinion, surprisingly very good type of construction. Really nice build, and a lot of tiny parts like this really makes the watch, I mean, feels worth it for the price that I paid to get one of this. What I'm gonna need to do now is clean this whole things up. As you can see, all I did is just add all this parts that is washable in this plastic container, and I just used the detergent that I used to wash off all my clothes, just add in here and soak it up like that. And next step is brushing it and dry it off, and should be fine. And after that, I'm gonna need to reassemble the entire piece back together and hoping it will work. Looking at the electronic itself, it's still working fine as well, so I cannot find any other reason if this watch didn't work at all. So everything's still looking great. And so here is the assembly video. Is all that I have to share right now. I hope you guys found this video a little bit useful, informative, and entertaining as well. For your future reference, leave a like if this video does helping you, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this coming up in the future. I have a few more Baby-Gs to share with all of you guys, so stay tuned for all of those. But now that's it. Thank you very much for watching. This is G-Shock High Fashion Channel, and